Good evening. Good evening. So, Hanukkah is now officially over, but we still have a week and a half until Christmas. So the holidays are still going in full effect. Today I'll be returning to Morrowind, probably for the last time in 2023, but I have a lot of Morrowind content that I had been planning for 2023 that I never got around to that we will be exploring in 2024. So Morrowind should see a full return to my channel in the coming year. But for tonight, I just want to explore a mod that I know called Kastle. It adds a secret island, and there's a lot of shopping in the mod, so we're going to make a girl character today. Let me switch over my camera so we can get started. We're going to do the quick start again, skip that, and we're going to go into the lighthouse to our utility chest so we can get all our money, because who knows what we might find while we're shopping. So let's figure out a girl character we want to make. And I don't have the teenagers turned on right now. Let's do a hair that's a little less distracting. There's only 4 hairs for high elves. Let's instead do... How's Wood Elf looking? Wood Elf has a few more hairs. That hair looks like it'll go nice with the fancy dresses that I've seen in the screenshots. I forgot the vanilla faces tend to be garbage. We'll go with that one. All right. We're exploring and shopping today, so let's just go Bard. It doesn't really mean anything today. And we'll go Lady, since I know there's some dress shops. So now we're going to go into the world. And I've actually this is the first time I'm running Morrowind, except for a little test run. This is the first time I'm running Morrowind since upgrading my OS last weekend. So we're going to go into the lighthouse, grab the cheats, and I actually put in that subway mod so that we'll be able to get to Balmora quicker. The mod itself isn't in Balmora. There's a magic portal to...
Go ahead, Outlander. What do you need?
There's a magic portal to Cat's Castle outside of Balmora. So we're going to use this subway to travel to Balmora quickly. We want to make sure we're wearing the utility ring and the persuasion ring. What just happened? This did not happen before during my test run. We will try that again. Alright, loading Morrowind, take 2. I don't have my full mod loadout on this on this installation yet. What did I say? What elf? And we said a lady bard, right? And I suppose I can talk to him personally.
Keep moving.
And there's the character that will be modeling some of the dresses. We'll save when we get to the lighthouse, just in case, so we don't have to go through character creation again. I don't know where that glitch came from. I've never seen that before.
Go ahead, Outlander. What do you need?
Let's take them all into inventory. Let's not do it from the chest. We have a utility ring. All right, it worked normally that time. So now we're going to come down here and we're going to go into the subway, which we're going to take over to Balmora. And now we're going to head down to the river. We want to be in the waterfront part of Balmora, because we actually have to go down the river. We have to exit the city by way of the river, because the portal... One look at the Balmora waterfront, and I still got to set up distant land, it looks like. Looks like I haven't done that yet. Well, I tried to, but I don't think I did it correctly. So we need to follow the river for a little bit to get to our magic portal. Alright, that's a better movement speed, so that we're not moving so fast we miss things. So there's the magic portal that we need to go through. And I'll save periodically in case we hit that glitch again. So I know there's a lot of shopping here. There's other things to do. I don't really know what. Alright, so there's the beginning of the path. There's a little forest here. I just want to see if anything's hiding in this little forest back here. Just the back end of the castle. Oh, well, nothing particularly special back here. I guess we have to head back towards the castle entrance now and talk to that guy. Hey, there's a little beach down here. Alright, there's the portal. Is that a little something off the coast? A random floaty pointy rock. Okay. We're gonna go explore. We're gonna explore around the island a little bit on this end too, I think, just to make sure we don't miss anything on the outside of the castle. But once we get into the castle, we'll probably be there for a while. There's lots of things to check out. Lag's not bad tonight. So let's see what there is at this island. Here we can speed up a bit because we're exploring right now. Some rocks, some floating rocks. They took a page out of Avatar with that. Okay, no, I think we're meant to go in through that front gate. So there's nothing outside the castle. So let's go back around and find that entrance again. I don't know what to expect inside. I know there's a lot of shopping, but I've heard there's other things too. Mr. Beaver. The old castle's been an enigma. There's some wonderful mystery, ancient tale. Search the rooms, and perhaps we will witness wonders. So now we'll go into the we'll enter the castle, and we'll start. We're gonna go into each of these doors and see what it holds. Slimes are us. Okay, so it looks like they sell pet slimes here. I'm not gonna get one; it'll be too distracting. But man, they look fun. All right. And her name is Anaconda. Are we going to see pun names on all the shopkeepers? Welcome to Slimes Are Us. For a mere pittance, you can become the proud owner of a Barzoomian slime. They make wonderful, affectionate pets and are guaranteed free from ailments and diseases. All have been vaccinated against Mandorian slime fever and fitted with a homing chip if they happen to stray far away. They are very curious creatures, you know, and can end up in the strangest of places. Let's get a set and see if we can figure out how they work. We're not actually probably going to use them. And we got a deep discount by having our persuasion ring on. My persuasion ring enhances my personality, speechcraft, and mercantile. So I'm probably going to get discounts in all the shops, which is good. All right. So I wonder who's going to have the weirdest, coolest name. So in this room, it looks like there's 1, 2, 3 more doors over here. And let's unleash the metallic slime. There's a homing, it says we're supposed to be able to home them in. Alright, it looks like they move in circles. Somewhat erratically, but mostly in a circular pattern. Let's try and tap on it as it passes in front of us. I'm getting dizzy now. It's moving too fast. There it goes. Pick up. All right. We'll leave them in inventory. Best not unleash them anymore while we're exploring. Cat's Castle, Janie. Looks like she has some dresses that I need to model. There's Janie. She has too many dresses. Let's take a... You know what? We're going to buy up all the dresses from all the shops, and then we'll model them at the end, because I'm sure there's going to be hundreds by the time we finish. But you can see, get a feel for the kinds of dresses that this shop offers. That's what we'll do. We'll walk around each shop, and at the end, we'll model a few of them. And we'll see how many dresses we wind up with at the end. Alright, so there's now 2 rooms across. Oh, did she have anything witty to say? Or was she just a generic shopkeep? Yeah, she's generic. Some of the shopkeeps have something to say. This is Goblins Are Us. Okay, so it looks like Larry the Goblin. So, we just bought Larry. Derry the Goblin. Jerry the Goblin. Us goblins have had a bad press see. We are generally seen as ugly, smelly, foul-mouthed, undisciplined, and generally repulsive. Sheesh, that's stereotyping for you. In actual fact, us goblins are kind, considerate, lovable members of society who love dancing and making daisy chains. We give generously on flag days and help little old ladies under buses, across the road. We are doing a pantomime this year in the Mandoria building. Snow White and the 7 Goblins. Or was it Goldilocks and the 3 Goblins? No matter. We have a number of extremely friendly and house-trained goblins for sale if you are interested. So you can't actually buy this one. But we just bought Larry and Derry. And here's Perry. And Mary. And Neri. So now we're going to have 5 goblins following us, I think. And they're making a weird sound effect. Let's turn down footsteps a little bit. Alright, that's better. And then there's this door. Cat's Castle, Danny. Looks like it might be another dress shop. There's Danny. She's generic shopkeep. We'll get all of her dresses. And then we'll walk around. Okay, the goblins are going to be in the way, I think. We'll come back and look at her dresses in a moment. But first, go over to the archway. And we will tell the goblins to wait. Alright, so the goblins will wait there by the arch. Now let's go back and look. Now that we've bought Danny's dresses, let's go take a look at her mannequins. Okay. She has tiny mannequins, but yeah, she's got a nice assortment here. Alright. Moving forward through the arch into the next area. Actually, there's a tower there. Do we want to... Let's fly up and check it out. Looks like it's just a normal guard tower. We're not going to worry about these towers up here then. Let's just get our persuasion ring back on. Alright, now let's go into the next area. There's a person, and it looks like 4 doors in this area. Paris. I'm rich, and like you're not. Mustache, bye-bye. Okay, that was weird. Alright, what's in this door? Lights are us. Her name is Yute. I don't think we've been introduced, Outlander. I'm Yute. How can I help you? She has a bunch of lanterns, globe lanterns, and paintings. And she has a 6-house spell hammer. Alright. Let's grab up the painting lanterns. And we'll check out the... Alright. So there's one, a candle, a flower, a sculpture, a landscape, a gem, and a scene. A weird scene. Let's go look at the doors on the other side of this area now. Looks like there's 3 of them. Frelina. Looks like another dress shop. And look around. As we look around, wow, there's a lot of dresses in this shop. Looks like she has a nice selection. Whoever made Cat's Castle definitely spent a lot of time on it. It looks like each shop's bundles are a different color to differentiate them. But then when we put them on, they'll actually look like the dresses. Alright, so there's Frelina's stock. And let's move on to the next room. We're not taking a lot of time in the dress shops. And I probably won't model them on stream. Or maybe we'll do a dedicated stream to model them. What did that say? Pets are us. Felris. Let's see what they offer. A beach hut key, a beach worm, a brown spider, a crab, dungeon spider, forest grub, ice spider, kiaku, ninja shroom, Sand Spider, Shroomster, and Spider. Alright, it looks like she is a generic shopkeeper as well. But here's pictures of the different things she offers. Alright, so it's not all dress shops, but there's a lot. Westicina. So I think any shop that's called by a lady's name is probably a dress shop. Yeah, because here we are at yet another dress shop, our fourth dress shop. And then shops that have regular shop names, I guess, are the not dresses. These have a nice style to them as well. I like this assortment. I don't think we've... Alright. Let's get her dresses. And my theory about the bundles being different colors in each shop is still holding true. But I think there's enough dress shops here that colors will start to repeat later. Alright. Alright, I think that's everybody in this section. Yeah, there's the arch. So here's the arch into the next section. There's a bunch of doors in this section. Madame Rihanna. Alright, so it looks like there's a fortune teller. For only 10 gold pieces, I will reveal your destiny as foretold in the crystal ball of the Oracle of Samarkand. Do you wish to participate? The mists of the crystal ball are clearing. Jeopardy is a game for the fearless. When danger presents itself, knowledge is not always reliable. Beware of sleep. Only awake may you destroy your enemies. Your bravery is matched only by your danger. The elements of nature are not what they seem. Your life may be short unless you change tactics. Beware the hazards lurking around every corner. You are currently embarking on a path of great risk. Finally, beware crossing the path of the dame. Interesting fortune. Not sure it's worth 10 gold pieces, because that was pretty generic. And of course her chest is empty, but hey. One last look at the pretty fortune teller's setup here. This is a pretty setup. I like those wall hangings. Let's keep going. Solstice. And what do you know? Another dress shop. I'm definitely going to go back and get a better look at all these dresses after stream. I also like how each shopkeeper does have a unique look. They're not given the same generic Morrowind looks that all the shopkeepers in the regular game and most mods have. Alright. Solstice. That's the way that we can... Yeah, so to model dresses later. So that's how we would model dresses, I guess. Let's put our generic shirt. We're not ready to model yet, so. Did I get her stock already? She had the purple, yeah. We have her stuff already. We're just going to run down. Well, we're just going to run down the section, and then we'll go down the other side. Fantasia. Fantasia's got more dresses. I think it'll take us like an hour to go to all the dress shops, and then another couple hours to just model all the dresses, which I'm willing to stay up and do if stream's going successful. So here's Fantasia's selection. And we're still dealing with unique colors here. We've got at least 100 dresses already. And I don't know how many more dress shops there are, so I'm going around this. All right, that's all the ones that are on this side. Now we're going to go back to the arch and start on this wall. Is that another guardhouse tower, or can we actually... You know what? I don't feel like going through inventory now that we're mucking up the inventory. So we're going to use this to... We're going to use this to see what's up there. The barracks. So that's a good way to cheese levitation if you don't mind the risk of glitching. So here, this must be where all the guards of the castle sleep. But here, doesn't look like there's anything to be. Alright, a random assortment of armor parts. Why? Oh well, that was nothing. Let's get on with it. So here's the lower level of the barracks. They're hiding a lot of crossbows in here, but I haven't seen any guards. I have to. Okay. That's a nice weapon. Alright. Cat's Castle Under Earth Corridor. You know, let's finish the dress shops on this row. And then we will go look under the ground. Small storage. We'll take a look in there as well in a minute. Let's finish the shops in this section. Barracks Tower. Mice are us. Geriatric? That rat's name is Geriatric. And this is Egbert Watercress. If you're looking for erotic mice pictures, then you have come to the wrong place. I can assure you I'm not doing any such thing. Oh, pity that, because I have quite a lot hidden away. Got quite a few of Miss November. She really is quite a contortionist. Never mind, then. A little... We're picking up all his stuff. It looks like a lot of art pieces. Alright, let's take a look around the room. Running of the Cats, Little Mouse on the Prairie, A Little Romance. Oh, I see what's going on. Cat and Mice Pictures. And To All a Good Night. The Music Man, or the Mouseic Man. Egypt. Frosty the Snow Mouse. Nutcracker Suite. Oh, that's a reversal, because in Nutcracker, there's a scene where the rats are the bad guys. But in this, they're the good guys. Vienna Mouse Choir. Mouseline Rouge. The Harem. The Village Mice. Is that a reference to the YMCA band, maybe? The Toy Shop. The Sound of Mouseic. Holiday Shopping. Let's Go Fly a Kite. At the Lake. So yeah, mouse art. And one more look at geriatric over here. And let's get on with our little exploration. So that wasn't a dress shop. And what's going on over here? Silenia, but we want to go back and check out those two other things. So let's go check out Silenia's shop real quick. I'm assuming it's a dress shop. And of course I assumed correctly. You'll notice each shop has a completely different assortment. Somebody's got too much time on their hands where they actually had to go and make all these dresses. Alright, here's Silenia. Let's get her stock. Even when the colors at each shop are similar, they're still different per shop. I appreciate that. Alright, that's everything before the next arch. So let's go back and look at those two barracks things. The storage area. I want to see if there's anything notable in here. Sweet things. Is there a shop hiding behind the secret storage area? Or a secret shop, maybe? Sweet things. What is this place? Looks like another dress shop. Another one of those with the tiny mannequins. I don't have time to run around all the tables, but I will look at them the best I can. So this shop had a regular name, but it still looks like... Oh, these aren't dresses. These are lingerie sets. Medicina. And she has a lot of these sets. Okay, so the secret lingerie shop. Should have rated my stream M. Now we're gonna go back into the barracks and do that underground thing before we move into the next section. We've been streaming about 40 minutes, and I think we're still kind of just getting started. So now we're going under the castle, apparently. They sure like their crossbows. Okay, so it looks like down here there's two more doors. Angelique and Harrington. Let's go to Harrington first. And what do you know? Another secret lingerie shop. Sorry if I'm moving quickly through these. They don't get as much focus as the full dresses. There's Celestina Harrington. And let's buy up her stock. And now we'll go look at Angelique. Okay. So there's a reason that these three particular shops were hidden as opposed to being on the main plaza level. She's got a lot also. Let's grab all of that. Alright, how's my inventory looking? Wow, my inventory is progressing. And each color of bundle represents a different shop. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to have to model somewhere with storage so that I can ditch each as I try them on. That's a long staircase for hiding two shops. Alright. Now let's go beyond the arch and see the next section. Did I get all the doors over here? I think I did. Yeah. So we're going to go through the arch into the next section. And there's a person. This person's name is Pyro Pete. Please do not come near me with any naked flames. I just happened to have a stick of dynamite in my back pocket. Had my working trousers on this morning in my new munitions bunker and forgot to change. So if you ever happen to need a bit of explosive, pop back and see me. I could let you have the stick of dynamite for 10 gold pieces. We'll take some dynamite. Alright, he's safe now. But now I'm a walking time bomb. Haunted house shootout lobby. Okay. Gothica. Yeah, I like her look. It's epic. Welcome to my haunted house. I do so hope your visit will be an unpleasant one. For the admission price of 10 gold pieces, you'll be provided with a gun and unlimited ammunition. This attraction is not for the faint-hearted, so please leave now if you are of a nervous disposition. Do you wish to enter? Alright, so we got the shotgun. Alright, let's go check out her haunted house shootout. Actually, I think I've been here before. This looks vaguely familiar. Some nice creepy portraits on the walls. Yeah, I've been here before. Let's see what the haunted house has to offer. And they gave us a gun, so there must be something to shoot out here. That's a nice house. I like this place. We're going into the hall of the house. And there's the door. And here's the first room. Nefari Mausoleum. Okay. So it looks like this shooting area has some Egyptian thrones over here. We've got a whole Egyptian design going on. Jackal statues. And I think we're meant to hit those targets over there. I'm not very good at aiming. I've never been good at FPS.
My eternal slumber. Dispatch the intruder, my pet.
Okay. It's M. Let me get her off screen. We're too far away to see anything important, I think. I think we're fine. Twitch, don't kill me. And the pet just spawned in front of me. Not in the shooting area, but actually in the common area. It's a giant scorpion. And we dispatched the scorpion. Okay, one last look at the Egypt room. And then let's see what else this house has to offer. Here's another room over here. Light my fire.
I am the god of hellfire, and I bring you fire.
Okay, Twitch, seriously. I didn't know we were getting copyright music in this mod. Twitch, don't ban me, okay? I didn't know we were getting copyrighted music in this mod. So I guess we gotta light up. We gotta hit the targets to make fires appear. I guess that's why this room is called Light My Fire. And then this succubus demon appears. And she's naked and definitely M-rated. But let's keep shooting till... Sorry, I should have rated M. Let's get behind her so that we... Let's try and keep her bits off of camera if we can. She disappeared. Okay, so that was an interesting room. And one that's gonna get me banned if I go into it again. And it looks like we have 3 rooms on this level. So this is the Happy Halloween room.
It's almost time, kids. The clock is ticking. Be in front of your TV sets for the horathon. And remember the big giveaway at 9. Don't miss it. And don't forget to wear your masks. The clock is ticking. It's almost time.
Alright, let's see what there is to... Alright, it's gotta play on loop, isn't it? So yeah, and I guess it's hitting the targets makes the pumpkins disappear.
And remember the big giveaway at 9. Don't miss it. And don't forget to wear your masks. The clock is ticking.
And now we have a floating pumpkin over there. Are we supposed to hit a certain number of these floating pumpkins or what?
It's almost time, kids. The clock is ticking. Be in front of your TV sets for the horathon. And remember the big giveaway at 9. Don't miss it. And don't forget to wear your masks. The clock is ticking. It's almost time.
So how many of these pumpkins are we supposed to hit? Well, let's see. We made 6 of them disappear. And we've already shot 4 of them.
It's almost time, kids. The clock is ticking. Be in front of your TV sets for the horathon. And remember the big giveaway at 9. Don't miss it. And don't forget to wear your masks. The clock is ticking. It's almost time.
I'm really bad with moving targets. And this one's moving pretty quickly. Let's see. My theory is we have to shoot 2 more pumpkins, including this one.
It's almost time, kids. The clock is ticking. Be in front of your TV sets for the horathon. And remember the big giveaway at 9. Don't miss it. And don't forget to wear your masks. The clock is ticking.
Well, that was 6 pumpkins. No new pumpkins are appearing. Alright, so I think we finished that room. Alright. We'll come back to that one last. The Crypt of Fear. Okay, so this one looks like a graveyard. What do we have to do here? We've opened the coffin.
I am Dracula. I bid you welcome. Listen to them. Children of the night. What music they make.
Alright, don't know what that target did, but... Alright, can't tell if there's anything else to do here. Let's just move on and do the Rocky Horror Room. I can guarantee this one's going to get us a copyright warning. Yeah, pictures from the Rocky Horror Show. Where's the target? We need to find... There's the target all the way on that back wall there.
Who say that life is an illusion, and that reality is simply a figment of the imagination. I would like, if I may, to take you on a strange journey.
Yeah, we're going to get copyright warnings for this room.
In the darkness of everybody's
Master, Master, we have a visitor.
With anticipation.
I'm just a sweet transvestite.
Yeah, we'll call this...
Transsexual.
We'll call this the copyright warning room. So it looks like each target makes a different character appear.
River was deep, but I swam it. The future is ours, so let's plan it. So please, don't tell me to can it. I've one thing to say, and that's damn it, Janet, I love you.
All right, why isn't it letting me do this?
Touch me. I wanna be ready. Throw me, chill me, fulfill me. Winter was the night.
There we go.
It's astounding. Time is fleeting.
I love this song.
Madness takes its toll. But listen closely.
Sorry, Twitch.
I've got to keep control.
Doing the crime war. No moment when the blacksmith protects me, and you're going to be calling. Let the bad one Let the bad one It's just a jump to the left.
Oh gosh, we're going way past the 30 seconds. Twitch, don't ban me, please. And the room reset itself after the song, as I expected. So that's all the rooms that are up here in the haunted house shootout. So let's head back into the Cat's Castle proper and see what else we can discover. We're about an hour into stream now. We're no longer holding the shotgun. Yeah, I think they took it away. Bono Books Are Us. Okay, well, it's not a dress shop. Quentin and Everard. Everard doesn't do anything. Quentin. Hello, Ducky. I'm Quentin, and this is my friend Everard. What brings you trolling in here? Well, I thought I might browse for a nice book, but your stock seems to be rather sparse. Well, you're out of luck, I'm afraid. We're just moving in and setting up. The stock hasn't arrived yet, but I'll let you into a little secret. The cute, adorable, pouting Everard is writing a book. That sounds interesting. Does it have a title yet? Yes, The Life Cycle of the Water Vole. Well, I'm sorry, and I don't want to hurt Everard's feelings, but the title doesn't really grab me. I told him that myself. It don't strike me as being particularly racy offhand. Still, maybe we can do something with it. Let's have a vada. It's a bit dull, isn't it? My sentiments exactly. Well, I suppose not much happens to a water vole, really. Well, you have to make it happen. Look at the description of the hero. I quote, a small gray furry creature. How is the reader going to identify with that? Everard wants to make him big and butch with bulging biceps, his shin slashed open to his waist, and an unruly look of tousled hair falling over his bronzed forehead. And you don't call him the water vole, you have to personalize. Give him a name, like Rock, or Tab, or Dorian. And you have to dramatize it. Who was this water vole? Nobody knew where he came from, but nothing was ever the same after he'd been there. Women desired him. What? A water vole? You have to have a bit of sex in it. Something like this is just off the top of my head, mind. Dorian's hot muzzle pressed against her furry cheek. You're my kind of water vole, he murmured. They rumbled back, panting onto the riverbed of, not going to read the rest of this. What we want is 400 pages of passionate water voles. We'll have to change the title. How about Vole Flanders, the story of an 18th century water slut? Fantabulosa. Ooh, do man's over and have a speak with Everard. I can see he's dying to meet you. Interesting people here. Oh, hello. How bona to vada your eek? Isn't Quentin just something? His scotches might be a bit naff, but his plates are bona. You seem to be speaking in some sort of strange language. You don't have the Polari, then? Troll over to the bookcase and have a gander in the Polari lexicon. It's all in there. Then have a go at translating this. As feely homies, we would shoosh our risks, zoosh our rias, powder our eeks, climb into our bona new drag, don our bats, and troll off to some bona bijou bar. I hear engaged in something pretty exciting at the moment. Oh, you are a bold one. No, not really. I'm just standing here with my hand on my hips talking to you. Oh, you mean the book? Yes, I think it's going to be a blockbuster when I've added the sexy bits. I've got one or two germs up my sleeve for added racy content and all. When I've done this bona book, I'm going to do my own version of Samson and Delilah. Let me tell you how I see it. Well, I see Samson as huge and all butch, with great bulging thews and whopping great lallies, with long blonde Rhea hanging right down his jim and okay, I can't read this. Suddenly he comes, blah blah blah, and then the Philistines come and mock him. What a figure of tragedy. They One mighty heave, he brings the whole laddie tumbling about their heads. End of story. Bravo. They ought to make it into a film. Oh, that's a great idea. And who do you see playing the part of Samson? The description, big, but there's only one person it can be. Who is it? Why, Quentin. But I think he sees himself more as a Delilah. Alright, so, these chests are probably all empty. Ballad of the Woggler's Mooly. How long is this book? To the tune of... alright. I'll put this on my screen and you can pause it and read it. You can pause each page and read it to yourself. And there's another book on this bookcase. Polari Lexicon. Bevy means drink, possibly an abbreviation of beverage. Bijou is small. Bimbo is a dupe or sucker. Bona is good. Camp is excessive or showy or affecting mannerisms. Charper, to search. A charpering Omi is a policeman. A dolly is nice or pleasant. Dona is a woman. Drag is clothes. Okay, so this is actual slang terms. I will let you read it to yourself. Wow. Perhaps you might like to be able to count to 10 in Polari. Una, duci, tre, quater, cinque, sei, sette, otto, nove, dacia. Alright, so at least we got 2 books out of this little excursion. Oh, there was a door over here, too. High heels are us. Yeah, we're not going to have time to model all the dresses, but hey, take a look at these shoes. Did we just walk into the Broadway musical Kinky Boots? Maybe. Lithinia. She sells a lot of shoes. Let's buy them all. Lots of shoes to go with my fancy dresses now. We did that. We're an hour in and we still haven't gone into the castle proper. Liddy's Boutique. And what do you know? More dresses. Actually, no. Well, kind of. Some of these are the more risque lingerie type stuff as well. But there's some stuff here. Nice picture in the background with the rainbow and a Pegasus and the moon. Oh, there were other pictures too. Here's a nice spring picture with the rainbow and butterflies. And here's a nice wintry landscape with a horse. And here is Liddy. We're going to buy her stuff. All right. Now that we've emptied that shop, let's keep going. All right, we have another few rooms around this bend here and another person. The Black Tower. How is that different from other towers on this castle? Let's see if there's anything special up here. Yeah, well, you know, it's a hidden dress shop. And this is Silky Smooth. Yeah, we're not going to have time to sample the dresses. I'm glad I decided to do a walk around. Trying to be thorough here. That's the way we came in, right? We did Liddy. We did the tower. So now there's this one. The Florian collection. And here's some more dresses. Yeah, I'm going to sample these off stream, I think, not on stream. And this is Brea. What color was her stuff? Yeah. All right. And then over here, there's 3 more doors on that side. Here's a person. Chestnut seller. Chestnut seller. Chestnuts, get your old chestnuts here. Only 1 gold piece a bag, and guaranteed to warm the cockles of your heart. Me old granny used to eat a couple of bags a day, she did. Lived to be 120, she did. Chestnuts, chestnuts. Get 'em while they're hot. Unfortunately, you can't get 'em 'cause I've sold out. Please accept my humble apologies. Why not go and buy some delicious chocolates instead? Okay. And behind him, we have this door. The Magellan Collection. Ah, there's some art there. I like the dresses in this collection. Cagliaria. What are you going to sell to us? Okay, we got her dresses. We did the tower. No, we did that tower, right? So we still have to hit this door. No, we did Florian. The defense wall, I don't think we need to worry about anything there. That was the Magellan. Liddy's Fairy Shop. Okay, if we look around, there's some fairy. It looks like fairy costumes, maybe? Yeah, it looks like fairy outfits in this one. An interesting collection. Tiaz. And she's wearing the fairy wings herself. Alright, and some nice butterflies around her cherry blossom tree. And let's move on to, you can see the scenes of fairies and nature around the room. And let's head back. So we did the chestnut guy. So now we have this door over here. The White Tower. Does that hide a collection as well? We're going to go into the defense wall because we've already found several hidden shops. This one has 2 doors in the middle. We'll come back to those. The White Tower. Looks like another hidden dress shop. Not so hidden because we found it, I guess, but here we have Silky Ripple. Alright, we went through her shop. Now let's see what those 2 other doors are. Okay, this puts us out on the walkway. We'll drop in. Here's a person with another door. Madame Acarte. Good day to you. I, Madame Acarte, am a psychic investigator of some renown. I often move in distinguished circles. Mr. Acarte blames the home-brewed goblinberry wine. It is my sincere belief that this ancient castle is the home of many a poor lost shade. For some reason, certain troubled spirits do not cross over to the other side and remain here for centuries. I sense that you possess latent psychic abilities. Your aura is a beautiful shade of royal blue, you know, tinged with a delicate hint of purple. My spirit guide, White Giblet, has passed on a personal message for you from the ghost of Lady Grey. She is bound to this place unless someone with a sympathetic vibrations releases her. Do not fear any spectral manifestations within the bowels of the castle. White Giblet assures me that all the ghostly inhabitants are quite friendly and harmless. Okay, interesting. And what's this door behind her? The Juliet Cellar. And there's also stairs going up. Let's see. Down here, there's a room. So here looks like some more lingerie on some tiny mannequins. Hippolyta Solaria. We'll get all of her stuff. And then we will look around. There was another door there as well. So it looks like we have... These aren't being properly modeled, unfortunately. But here we have Celestine Morais. And we'll take up her stock. She's got a lot of things. She had some duplicate things in here. I think that's all the duplicates. So there's a large palace Knights Hall. Let's look at these other doors first. Okay, in this room, there's 4 doors. Parfait. So there's some nice portraits on the walls and some more nice dresses to look at. Ksenia says, more dresses for us to buy. And then we have Classique. This is Neva, and she's going to sell us more dresses. And then we have Pandora. These dresses have a fancy style as well. What I tell you, lots of fancy dress shops in this mod. Glostra is going to sell some stuff now. And then Saskia. And well, you know, another room of dresses. Because if there's one thing you can expect from this mod, it's lots and lots of fancy dresses. These are pretty though. I like this collection. Saskia is going to sell us her collection now. That's everything in this little sub room. We're gonna go back down the corridor now. And here's another room with 4 more rooms in it. Charisma. We haven't even gotten into the main castle keep yet. And we're an hour and a half in. We're taking a long time on these dress shops. Sorry about that. We're going to take a quick break once we finish these 4 rooms, I think. And then we'll move on to the next area. But I need to stretch. So the shopkeep here is Suchenia. And the dress bundles are still, even though we've seen so many dress shops now, the bundles are still in a unique color tone each. This shop is called Caprice. So that's where Caprice herself is. And there's some more nice portraits on the walls. So here's this assortment of dresses. And this one. Okay, let's go buy them. Here's Caprice. And it's not letting me talk to her. We can't buy this collection. That's okay, we've already got hundreds of dresses from the other collection. It's okay for one of them to be broken. Promises is the name of this next shop. More crazy portraits on the walls. And here's some more mannequin stands for us to look at. Emperor Lady. No. That's one of the mannequins. Where's the shopkeep? There she is. Ribena. Okay. And the final room on this section is called Karma. I'm willing to bet there were a lot of people involved in making these dresses. Because each dress, each model would take hours to mold and texture. And there's hundreds of these things in here. Lubia. And Lubia's going to sell us a lot of stuff. So there's that sub room. And then if we go up the stairs, before we do that, I just want to see what's up these stairs here. So we found the end of the outside galleries. That's going to be the central corridor. We're going to wait a minute before we go there. This is called the Knight's Hall. Okay, this is a nice room. And I think it's another dress shop. Hannah Condero. She has stuff to sell also. The Grand Kitchen. And there's another character there. The Arms Hall. We've got lots of we're going to start exploring in a minute. Emmanuel Smallpith. Hello there. I am the president for the Loyal Society for the Relief of Sufferers from Pismonunciation. People who cannot say their worms correctly or who use the wrong worms entirely so that other people cannot underhand a bird they are spraying. That must be very distressing. Oh yes, it's just that you open your mouths and the worms come tumbling out. It is most sticky felt. How do you aid your members? Well, our mumblers help each other in times of extremis. Anyone can ball us up at any night tight of the day or gnome. 24 flowers a spray, 7 stays a creek. Members can also attend tight school for having grasses to learn how to grope with the many kerplinkities of daily loaf. I think I've got all that. We held a grand garden freight race recently. The guest of honor was Seal Nidaka, who gave us a few well-frozen worms and said that in the creeks and stunts that lie ahead, we must all do our nut roast to ensure that it sucks weeds. Then everyone visited the various stalls and abrusements, such as guessing the weight of the cook and timing the pail on the wonky. The occasional was great fun, and in short, I think it can be safely said that all the men present and thoroughly good women were had all the time. Bismuth time last year was a terrible time for me. Bismuth time? The season of grease on earth and pig's will to all men. I went out carol slinging with a local queer, but instead of slinging, good King Wenceslas stuck out, and his feet were steaming. I sang Go Rest Your Belly, Gentlemen, Let Nothing Rude Display, which deeply upended the knicker's wife. This is just one example of what I have to stiffer with a lipped upper stuff. Remember the words of William Shakepeace. A horse, a house, my kingdom for a hearse. And eventually he got all 3. Okay. He's kind of entertaining. We're gonna pause the game here on the view of this collection. Oh, there's another person to talk to. Poppy Victoria Hervey. Didn't even notice her there. Hello, darling. How jolly to make your acquaintance. Tara and I are up here for fun and frolics and a spot of grouse fishing and salmon shooting. Okay, Yar, or is that just the other way around? Isn't this castle quite Wicks? Tara's just popped off to the loo to administer some soothing lotion to her posterior. Thought it'd be a hoot to go skinny dipping in the loch yesterday evening. These local midges are quite fearsome. You should see the size of her bum. As if it wasn't big enough already. Chortle. Well, mustache, darling. Later, perhaps? Moi. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here with that view. And I need to get up and stretch. I'll be back in 1 minute. This isn't a bathroom break, but I need to stretch. Uh, Alright, I'm back. There's 2 rooms up ahead here. Let's look at the kitchen. And already there's a place called Vic's Fantasies. Vic the Viking. And he's got some lingerie. But this time, it's a guy selling it. How lovely to see you again, Evie. You were so kind to me back on Solstheim. I suppose you are wondering why I'm here? Well, I was wandering up and down the river just above the fort, doing a bit of eel teasing, when I saw something glinting in the water. It turned out to be a small load of gold. A small fortune, actually. I went to Magmore on a sightseeing trip and saw a poster advertising for colonists on Mandoria. So here I am, traveling in ladies' underwear. I've taken the shop on a short lease. If it's a success, I intend to open more branches all over Mandoria. Okay, interesting. But let's keep going into the kitchen. Knight's Hall, Central Corridor, so here's the kitchen area. And there's 2 doors in this area. Small corridor and the dining room. So let's go look at that other place first. But here first, let's talk to Blanche White. Blanche White is just a generic person. She doesn't do anything. But hey, this is a nice room. Before we go up to the dining room, though, I want to go back and check out that other room. We're going to go into the Arms Hall. It's got some naked mannequins. H.J. Watermouse. Bet you is one of them there are reporters that come to interview me about what I saw. What do you see? Well, I was on the banks of the stinky muddy river with Mr. R.V. Frisbee, and the pair of us witnessed something truly fantastic. Tell me more. I was just hunkered down, putting the stinkwad on my trot line, and the short hairs just stood straight out on the back of my neck, and I turned around, and there's this big orange thing with them purple lights on it, come swooping over them pine trees and just hovered over R.V.'s Winnebago. R.V. runs on out and throwed a skillet at it, and then he scissored and run back in and under the hide-a-bed. About that time, a little trapdoor opened up, little stair steps come down, and this little pink bald-headed guy stuck his head out. Now, I'd seen that movie Close Encounters. I just walked on over there, big as Ike, and looked up in there, and there he was. Who? Why, Elvis, of course. He was sitting there with the Colonel singing them Rhythm and Blues. When Liberace was there, and he had on a pair of Imelda Marco's shoes, the Colonel had a big smile on his face. Then he shook his head, puffed on his cigar, and said, I done book Elvis out in outer space. Then these little pink men, they all jumped up and down the stairs and began to harmonize just like the Jordanaires. Oh, that's the end of the story. But it's a funny story that has no place in Morrowind. And then we have 2 other people in here as well. Michael Mustard. He's just a generic. And this is Professor Stanley Whibley. Ah, Deep Joy. Be careful with the steps in here. I've just fell loped over and grazed my knee clapper. Oh dear. The pink champagne breakfast Leode is worth having. Only I've done an overstuffy in the tummy loader, finished the job with a ladlahoo of brandy butter, and then puke it all the way to the toilet box. How terrible for you. At the moment, I'm writing the history of Adolf Sax, the inventor of the saxophorial instrument. Would you like me to enlighten you? goodly load. Now, he was born in 1814, and he deserves a special consideration in that the merits of his father, which reflects Adolph's own genius in the invention and development of the saxophone, also reflects from the maternal side, about which we know so little. The versatile quality that he sought from the earlier hormones and the bass clarinetboards made by his father required him to experiment, but the time and finance for the dignet in the pocket was very difficult to come by. Now the question is this: how did he manage to obtain such a remarkable tonal quality from his invention? I believe it was inspired by his love of the human singing voice in the larynx of the human beetle, starting perhaps with a soprano to emulate his own mother through the whole range down to the bassi profondo or bass sax. He took the reed of the clarinetboards, but used a conical brass tube with above 20 lateral orifices, all covered by keys, 3-fingered place for 3-fingered other hand huff-low dowd. Now there's an ambidextral tricky how, and of course there were 2 small holes or pippy squeakers that provided the scaly shifter's huff-loo for that. Remarkable. The range is generally considered from B to F, upper toe. That's the high range bear to talker very high huffalo dod. Therefore, the super soprano emulating the Jenny Linders or the female voice who reachy huff in the heavenly bode with the lark in the early Maudie. But of course, all the members of the family are frequently made with an extension of the bell for B flabbers. After all, this is the most popular key for the jazz mold for people who twisty-ho, dance huffalo dowd or break dance and jump it in through. So what have we got? The Oristot fingered pluggery. This gives us the joy of the saxophobia as we have it today. Interesting. Sorry I'm reading so fast, but didn't the other guy have a barter window? Yeah, barter. And he has nothing, though. He has a barter feature, but nothing to sell. So we have a night study, an archaeological room. Let's go back to the Grand Hall first, and then we'll look at the night study and archaeological room. Where am I? So we found our way back to the outside. Interesting. So yeah, we're in the castle proper now. Now we're exploring the castle proper. Let's go back to the kitchen so we can see what's in the dining room area. Okay, this is a nice dining room. Queen of Saba and King Solomon. That's a cool painting they've got. Nice fire going. It's a beautiful dining room, but there's nothing to do here. It doesn't look like. The Conquest of Troy. Yeah, there's nothing to do in the dining room, so let's go back to where we were. Sorry about that. If I had known there was nothing to do in the dining room, I wouldn't even have wasted time going there. Archaeological room or night study? Let's go to archaeological room first. Some empty display cases. Some paintings on the wall. There's some nice portraits of castles on the wall. Oh, and a book. Castle Vianden Historic Periods. We'll take a look at that in a minute. But first, we need to talk to William McGonagall. Allow me to give you an impromptu poetry reading. What a wonderful surprise. Beautiful railway bridge of the Silvery Tay. Alas, I am very sorry to say that 90 lives have been taken away on the last Sabbath day of 1879, which will be remembered for a very long time. The train moved slowly along the bridge of Tay until it was about midway. Then the central girders with a crash gave way, and down went the train passengers into the Tay. The storm fiend did loudly bray, because 90 lives had been taken away on the last Sabbath day of 1879, which will be remembered for a very long time. Interesting. And we'll go ahead. Castle Vianden Historic Periods. This book's too long. I will do the thing where I will show each page for a few seconds so you can pause and read. I'm turning pages too fast for you to read naturally. You'll need to pause on each page. And that book is now part of my collection. And this door leads to a place called Chichik, which looks like another dress shop. You know, I thought we were done. I thought we were going to take a little break from dress shops, what with us actually beginning to explore the palace proper, but here we are. I'm sure we'll find a few more before we're done. Celestina has stuff to sell to us. A bunch, apparently. Yeah, taking that short break a few minutes ago was a good move. So that goes to the arms hall. But there's another door in here as well. The ancient kitchen. Well, we still have the night study from the other thing, but yeah, let's go see. Okay, so here's a nice, this room is big. Jethro Tully. Bet you didn't know that this whole island is a magnet for flying saucers. Them silvery flying thingies from outer space is what I mean. Been lots of sightings around here, and I'm gonna solve the mystery. I've been spotting UFOs for years. What's a UFO? Geez, don't you know anything? Unidentified flying objects, of course. They land and abduct people you know, study them in their laboratories, and put silver wires in their heads. That's to make them forget the whole experience. I fooled him, though, because I got a metal plate in my head, and I remember everything that happened to me. What happened to you? I was driving down the highway 2 years ago. It was night, and I was cruising along listening to the cool sounds of Seal Nadaka on the radio. Suddenly, the radio cut out, and then darn it if my T-Bird's motor didn't go and do the same dang thing. So there I am by the side of the road with the bonnet up, cussing the ornery thing, when a silvery, saucery thing it appears over the rise and silently lands about 100 meters away from me. What did you do? What do you think I did? Go over there and knock on their door, asking for a tow back to town? I ran down the highway in the opposite direction, lickety-split, of course, but a green ray came out of the thing and sucked me into the ship. Real strange it was inside, with lots of flashing lights and weird equipment. I was sort of paralyzed, and these things in spacesuits fastened me to a table and started poking around inside me. They put this sort of silver cap on my head, and I blacked out. Came round and found myself laid over the bonnet of the T-Bird. Car was working fine then, and I headed back home. From that day on, I've been tracking these aliens all over the country. They're studying us, abducting lots of people and putting silver wires inside their heads. It's to control them, see, when they start to take over the world. All right. Didn't think we'd find that in here. Kastle, Victoria. So Victoria is a dress shop. Big surprise. And here's Victoria. We will buy her dresses. Okay. Chapel corridor. We still have to see the night study. Please enter the archaeological room via the arms hall. So this is a one-way door. So we have to go down to the chapel corridor. This is the night study. This is that other room that we didn't go to before. There's 2 people to talk to in here. And then we'll go down the chapel corridor. Peter Plum. He's just a generic person. Nothing interesting with him. And this is David Liverstud. Let me regale you with tales of my big game hunting exploits. Shot tigers in Bengal, elephants in Cape Cod, and polar bears in Maastricht, all professionally stuffed and tastefully mounted in my ancestral home, done Roman towers. You did your part in decimating the world's animal population. Oh yes, one can do one's best. But one particular expedition stands out above all. Which one? I once bumped into a man in Pall Mall. Funny-looking cove. He had a high forehead just above his eyes and an aquiline nose with a couple of nostrils at the bottom. His jacket was so beautifully cut and his trousers were torn as well. He introduced himself as Hercules Griffin, time of the East Acton Geographical Society. Apparently some boyhood accident, yes. He invited me to join, and the very next evening I entered the inner sanctum of the East Acton Geographical Society. The place was well attended, and I was asked to lead an expedition. They told me I had been chosen from thousands of Charlies to bring back a Yeti, to wit, an abominable snowman. Leave it to me, I cried. I'll leave for the Himalayas first thing tomorrow. The mystery that has shrouded this creature shall remain a mystery no longer. The annals of history will ring with the fair name of David Liverstud, the man who made possible research of the missing link. They told me tracks had been spotted, but not in the Himalayas. Yes, indeed. They were actually found in Yorkshire, England. So I said, if there's a Yeti on the Yorkshire moors, then I will bring it back. After conducting painstaking research, I discovered that the Yeti had the ability to possess one's mind. So I had nothing to lose. 2 days later, I was fighting my way through the terrible blizzard of 35 to Upper Throstlethwaite across the Yorkshire moors. The drifts were 15 feet high and snow was expected. I had to find Long Willie's Croft. This was a house on the lonely moors from which Yeti tracks had first been seen. On and on I stumbled through the inky darkness, first one leg and then the other, which I found was the best way of walking. Duh. Then, when all seemed lost, I saw a light. I knocked on the door and introduced myself to Long Willie. David Liverstud, I presume, he replied. Well, 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 what a coincidence. Yes, of course I remember. Didn't your father have a son? This threw me for a moment because I've never asked my father about his private affairs. Long Willie agreed to join the expedition, and we planned our search for Yeti tracks. After long discussion, we decided that the best place to look was in the snow. Our search commenced. Fresh tracks led us to a disused farmhouse. The door was closed. It only remained for someone to go in and capture the Yeti. We entered cautiously and came face to face with the awesome beast. 12 feet tall it was, with hair all over it. We dashed out in the snow, locked the front door, and hatched a cunning plan. Our crates were far too small to hold the beast, so we decided to ship the entire farmhouse by rail to London. On arriving at Euston Station, we were dismayed to find that the Yeti had escaped. We had forgotten to lock the back door. All that set up for a dumb punchline. Here's another book, Kastle and General History. So this is the history of the other one was the architectural history. This is the general history. Same thing. I'll let you read it. Chapel Corridor and the Arms Hall. There's a lower chapel. Let's take a look at the lower chapel before we go down the corridor. Destiny. I'm guessing a dress shop. I guess that would be correct. There's a nice selection in this one as well. Well, let's just say they're all nice selections. Nebula Destiny. She has a lot of stuff for us. And then here is Chloe. Dresses with some landscapes. I like the landscape paintings in this room. I also like the dresses. And Chloe is going to sell us her dresses now. Okay, that's everything that's down here, I think. So back into the corridor, and now we'll go up. Did we do Sophia yet? No, this room looks new. Pretty angel pictures on the walls, and more pretty dresses. So we'll talk to Sophia. We'll get her dresses into our collection now. And then Serendipity is the name of this next shop. And it looks like instead of mannequins, she just has pictures on the walls of what she sells. Katrina, she dares to be different. Harems are us. I don't know how much more this castle goes on, but I'm going to need to call it relatively soon. I'm getting tired and I need to process video tonight because I got things going on tomorrow. Tamsin Kayam. Welcome to Harems R Us. What size harems do you have in stock? Oh, spare me the tired old jokes. We do not sell harems. We stock female attire for wearing in a harem setting or whatever, made from only the finest silks and decorated with precious gems. If you're another pervert getting off on innuendo, then you have come to the wrong place. How much are your camels then? I shan't warn you again. Any more of your wit and repartee, and I shall get rather cross. You wouldn't like it if I get cross. Sorry about the lame jokes. I'm feeling rather whimsical and capricious today. Well, just keep your whimsies to yourself. We have a number of, how can I put it, rather illustrious customers, and one word from me and you will be out of this building on your ear. I still think you have a pervert look about you, so no running your hands up and down the silky garments. It's surprising how many time wasters do that. Some people really ought to get a life. If you're looking for titillation, might I suggest a visit to the lingerie shop? If you are lucky, you might just bump into the panty snatcher. So, wow, she's got a lot of stuff to buy. And okay, we're done in this shop. The defense way. Is that everything then? Oh, the upper chapel and the Byzantine gallery. We're going to Byzantine gallery and then we'll look at upper chapel. But first, we'll go look at Tiffany Couture. We just passed the 2-hour mark. So here we are in Tiffany Couture. This looks like another lingerie shop. Is there a shopkeeper around though? I don't see a shopkeeper on this side. What about up here? There's no shopkeeper. No, there she is. It was easy to lose her amongst the mannequins. Tiffany Golightly. All right, now where was that other door that we saw? Fashion show. Okay, so there's a stage area. Rianne, don't bother me now. The show is about to start. Shamara. I'm keeping well away from Minerva and Benjamin. I'm sure one or the other pinched my ass at the last show when it went dark. Benjamin. I'm keeping well away from Minerva. I'm sure she pinched my... Alright. Whatever. And then we have Carenza. Don't ask. I'm a respectable girl and I don't go out with customers or do naughty things ever. Well, yes, with my boyfriend, but that's our business. I will have words with Segura later. He'll say just about anything to increase his gold collection. I must speak to Tiffany as well. This maid's outfit is very drowsy and I'm not happy showing off my knickers to everybody. Suppose she'll want me to wear a naughty nurse uniform for the next show. Okay. And then over here, Faith. The show is about to start. Okay. Here's Minerva. Romance needs a helping hand sometimes, and I'm sure Tiffany's garments will do the trick. Sorcha. The show is about to start. Carmina. I don't think we've been introduced to Outlander. I'm Carmina. How can I help you? She has a barter window, but nothing for sale. And Chris. That Rianne sure has a cute little ass. Wouldn't mind getting a piece of that. Okay, so they're getting ready for a fashion show, it looks like. Nothing else to see over here. Let's go back to Byzantine Gallery. Here's Tara Palmer Tompkinson. Hello, darling. How jolly to make your acquaintance. Isn't Enigma Isle quite Wix? I'm hoping to meet up with a rich bachelor. Always did fancy becoming the wife of an extremely rich person. Okay, Yar, but don't tell Poppy. She'll be so jealous. Always the bridesmaid and never the bride. Well, mustache, darling. I hear there's a pink champer's breakfast laid on somewhere. Later's perhaps? Moi. Okay. Small corridor, Nassau corridor. The Chicken Experience lobby. The Chicken Experience. Chicken George. Well, hello to both of you. Nice to see you again. Hope you enjoyed Chicken Experience. It's been a long time in the planning, and I couldn't have done it without David Black's help. He wasn't really enthusiastic when I first met him, but he's had a change of heart and invested a little capital in the venture. I think he's talking about setting up an organic chicken farm in the castle grounds, selling delicious free-range eggs. I normally charge 25 gold pieces to see Chicken Experience, but you two can go around for free anytime you like. I'm sure you'll really enjoy the wonderful things waiting for you inside, and don't forget to take in the chick flick. That's really something. Have fun. Oh, I almost forgot. We have a very special competition running at the moment called Guess the Number of Eggs. When you think you've counted them all, just input the number into the Count the Eggs machine, and if a bell rings and it flashes, you will automatically receive a wonderful golden prize. Nothing in his barter window. All right, we're going to go into the Chicken Experience. Oh, one way to guess the eggs is to count them all, is to pick them all up. Oh, shit. But I don't. How many of these huts are there? A lot of these huts. Yeah, forget about trying to count the eggs. We're already over 2 hours in. Chick flick. What the heck? Chicken couture? Ooh, dresses inspired by chickens. Interesting. Chicken Georgette. Chicken George, my hunky and handsome dreamboat, has designed a number of beautiful dresses for sale. Note the beautiful cut and the subtle, colorful interplay of the egg designs. He really is so talented, and I will love him forever and ever. They only got 4 chicken dresses, but that's better than 0. So we did that hut. We did that hut. Adults only. A Chloe chicken. It's mine now. Brown eggs. There's as many in here as there are in white eggs. Brown chickens. Okay, that's just normal. Alright. Some people got too much time on their hands, that's for sure. Chicken art. Okay, that was a pretty cool one, I guess. Let's head back towards the chapel corridor now, or the upper chapel, I think is what it was called. So yeah. And up here, Humphrey Orpington Smythe. In my younger days, I was known as quite a resourceful chap, always full of life and looking for adventure. Do you have any interesting stories? It was early one morning, and breakfast had just been served at Beulah Manor, and I was standing at the window looking in. With the aid of a telescope, I was reading the Thunderer on the breakfast table when suddenly an advertisement in the personal columns caught my eye. It read as follows: "We'll pay anybody £5 to remove a piano from one room to another. Apply the Bladders, Fenny, Bentley, the Quantocks." Late afternoon saw me arriving by train at Fenny Bentley, a delightful village nestling in a green and verdant valley. Directions to the Bladders were swiftly obtained from a local sea urchin, and I was soon in deep conversation with the owner, Trumpington Jones. "Have you come in answer to my advertisement?" he said. Nodding my assent, he asked me to sign a contract whereby I agreed to move a piano from one room to another. The ink was barely dry when the swine revealed the true nature of the task. There's something untoward? I'll say there was. The piano was in the Louvre, and the rotter wanted me to purloin it and bring it over to dear old Blighty. The Louvre in Paris? The very same. I had been trapped into bringing back a piano from France for only £5. It turned out that the piano was the very same one that Napoleon had played at Waterloo. Having given my word and signed a binding contract, I felt it necessary to complete the felonious task. A week later, I arrived in Paris and checked into a hotel. Next morning found me sat in my room eating my breakfast, when suddenly through the window a fork on the end of a long pole appeared. It tried to spear my kipper. Craning my neck through my window, I shouted, "What the blazers are you up to?" A voice replied, fishing." "From the 31st floor," I replied. "Oh, the river must have dropped," came the reply. "Rum things happen abroad, you know. Foreign devils everywhere." It must have been a harrowing experience. Quite. Alone in Paris, Alone in Paris, I went down to the notorious Café Tommy, proprietor Maurice Planck. I was looking for a man who might specialize in piano robberies from the Louvre. Um, Suddenly, a furtive-looking man sidled up to me and said, "Good evening. You are looking for a man who might specialize in piano robberies from the Louvre?" I was flabbergasted. How did he know? "The piano we must steal. It's the one Napoleon played at Waterloo." "That is indeed the one," I said. "Meet me outside the Louvre at midnight on the stroke of 2, he said. Suffice it to say that eventually we managed, by sweating and struggling, to get Napoleon's piano into the cobbled court. It would have been foolhardy to attempt to smuggle the piano through customs, so we hatched a plan to float and paddle it over to England from Calais. This was duly accomplished after a number of distressing bouts of seasickness. I eventually got the piano back to the Bladders and was paid off by Trumpington Jones. So beware of answering messages in the personal columns. You never know where things may lead." Okay. And here's another guy. Dr. Mungo. "Greetings to you. Perhaps I could interest you in a bottle of snake oil? I think you are trying to shake me down. I am no charlatan, fraud, eccentric, or scallywag. I used to have my own medicine show starring Humbert the Three-Legged Boy, but due to an unfortunate incident, he ran off. I treated that ungrateful boy like one of my own kin, sheltered, fed, and clothed him. He was quite a hit with the married ladies, um, and I told him no good would come of it. One day he was caught with his trousers down in the bedroom of Mrs. Tumbleweed. Her irate husband did not believe the story that he was only showing her his unusual kneecaps. A strident altercation followed, and Humbert was last seen scampering down the main street with Mr. Tumbleweed in hot pursuit. Of course, he was able to easily outpace the angry gentleman, but that's the last I ever saw of him. Tell me about the snake oil." "My snake oil is the strongest and best liniment known for the cure of all pain and lameness. When applied externally, it cures rheumatism, neuralgia, sciatica, lame back, lumbago, contracted muscles, toothache, sprains, and swellings. Taken internally, it cures frostbite, chilblains, bruises, sore throats, plus bites of animals, insects, and reptiles. In fact, it is good for everything a liniment should be good for, and is a veritable panacea for all ills. It is based on a secret recipe given to me by a Moki Pueblo medicine man, and also contains extract of baobab fruit mixed with Dr. Kilmer's swamp root. I have added numerous efficacious compounds to it, such as Goody's headache powder, Lobelia cough syrup, the Loudon Brothers cough drops, milk of magnesia, and Lydia E. Pinkham's vegetable compound. It sounds absolutely marvelous. I've been feeling a few aches and pains recently. I'll take a bottle. You will not regret your decision, my friend, and a bottle of this precious liquid can be yours for the ridiculous price of 1 gold piece." That is a ridiculous price. But let's go ahead and take all his stock. We got 3 bottles there. And then we have Reverend Green. I don't think alright, he doesn't do anything. And I think here there's a book, but it's just a regular Morrowind book. I think there's no more doors out of here, so I think we're just gonna call it, because I'm sure we've seen most of the castle at this point. Maybe we missed something, maybe we didn't, but I'm tired. Let's just find a... Yeah, we're inside the wall right now, I think. Oh, we haven't been to this little courtyard yet. There's a few corridors we haven't been through, but... Arms Hall. Prison. We haven't seen the prison area yet. Cell door. Cell door. There's somebody inside this one. Dame Silesia Mamitra. Oh, hello, dear. I wonder if you could help me out. What appears to be the matter? Due to a financial misunderstanding with Mr. Black, I've been unjustly incarcerated here until the authorities arrive. I assure you that this is all silly misunderstanding and I am innocent of all charges. During the struggle to apprehend me, I dropped a rather useful skeleton key in the Byzantine gallery. If you could be a dear and return it to me, I will gladly make it worth your while. Let's go get the key. Do I actually have the key? Can we unlock this door? This door is permanently locked. We can't override it. Well, we're going to end the game staring through the cell. And I will find us a raid. Surprisingly large number of people online for being a Friday night. Normally nobody's online on a Friday. Let's see here. Wow. That's a lot of people. Who are we raiding tonight? We can raid Isa. No, let's raid Gigi Melodies. She has a good show, and I don't get to see her show much. She's always on when other people I want to raid are on, so we're raiding Gigi Melodies tonight. Alright, the raid is set up. We shall have another stream soon. We'll probably have a couple more before the holiday season is out. Have a good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Watch the leaves they change. The air it feels colder from night. Run towards sunrise.